Sivaya Nama Tiruchitrambalam. Welcome back to our discussion on Thiruppaatu. Today, for our discussion, the Padigam that is given to us is Pun sequence 17th and historical sequence is 55, belonging to the place called as Thirunavalur. Yes, you're right. Thirunavalur is the place where Nambi Arurar was born. This is his own place, and we are going to talk about that particular Padigam or the Desad. In this place, Lord Shiva's name is called as Navaleshwarar, and his consort's name is Sundarambigai, and the place has a beautiful tree which is called as Naval tree, which is also called as the fruit called as Jumbo. So the Jumbo tree is basically this particular place. If you look at the prehistoric text of Tamil, they have referred to the entire Indian subcontinent with this particular tree. So that tells us that this particular fruit was in abundance in South India, and that is the reason the entire continent was named as Navala. It was called as Navalur, Navalar. The entire place itself was named after this fruit. So the holy water in this particular place is called as Komuhi Tirtham, and this facade is written in the pun called as Nattaragam. Nattaragam is also well known for friendship, and if someone wants to have a good friendship like what Navalur, Nambi Arurar and our Lord Shiva Peruman had, if someone wants that kind of a friendship, or even if you have if you already have a friendship and you want to maintain that and you don't want to lose it at any cost, maybe you want to read this Padigam on a regular basis, on a daily basis, so that the friendship will be protected. Let's look at the first verse of this particular Padigam. It goes this way. Kovalan nan mugan vanavar konum kutreval seiya மேவாளர் முப்புறம் தீயெழுவித்தவரோர் அம்பினால் ஏவலனார் வெண்ணை நல்லூரில் வைத்தனையாளும் கொண்ட நாவலனார்க்கிடமாவது நம் திருநாவலூரே. Beautiful verse, no doubt about it. This entire Padigam comes as an autobiography of Nambi Arurar, where he again and again talks about how Lord Shiva came down in the form of an Andanar, and he took Nambi Arurar as his probably enslaved Nambi Arurar. Yeah, that's right. So this entire Padigam talks about it, and obviously the first verse talks about that in a very, very clear manner. He says in this particular verse, Nambi Arurar is actually resonating his thoughts over here. So we need to think from that point of view. Yeah, Thirumal, which is Lord Vishnu, Lord Brahma, Lord Indra, and all the Devas are waiting to do all sort of assistance, to render their assistance to Lord Shiva. Right, that's the first sentence. The first statement talks about all the Devadi Devas are waiting in front of Lord Shiva to just do whatever Lord Shiva is going to tell them. All small, even if it's going to be like a mundane task, it's going to be something that they want to perform and they are waiting. Whereas what Lord Shiva did was, he left all of them. He came down all the way to Thiruvennainallur, and he took enslaved me to say that, okay, now you have to come and do all the work that I'm going to say. Even it could be like small chores, it's okay, but you have to do whatever I say. Devadi Devas are waiting, but alas, God has decided Nambi Arurar has to do the tasks. Not only that, in the second line he says, when can Lord Shiva enslave someone? When can he come in and say that, okay, you belong to me, now I conquer you, you're fully mine? When is that possible? Is only when the three malas that we have, which is, you know, the entanglements that we have, which is called as Arnavam, Kanmam and Maya, those three must be totally burnt down to ashes. Only when that happens, Lord Shiva can take charge of us, because until then, even he can't do anything. So all we have to do is surrender ourselves completely. Only then he can burn those three, like what he did to the three fortress that was flying, and the three fortress belonged to the demons who were actually harassing people and the devas, and Lord Shiva just shot all the three flying fortress with just a small simple smile. And that is what the second line talks about. And the third line, he's talking about an autobiography, saying that this type of Lord Shiva came in, and he's capable of burning down three flying fortress with just a single smile, and some more devas are waiting at his doorstep to do all sort of chores and mundane tasks and all these. Yet Lord Shiva came down and he took me as his slave. That kind of Navalur is in the place called as Thirunavalur, and that is what the first verse is all about. I'll come back again with the second verse very soon. Until then, Sivaya Nama, Tiruchitrambalam.